Let's see how the Ryzen 5 4600H with its 6 cores and 12 threads in the Acer Nitro 5 stands up against the i7-10750H with its 6 cores and 12 threads in the Lenovo Legion 5i in this head-to-head battle. I've run each of these laptops through creator-focused benchmarks covering video editing in Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve, motion design, graphic design, photo editing, 3D modeling, and more.
Let's get rockin'!
What's wrong with you? Bro, every time without fail, when somebody sends me a contract, they want me to use some, subscription-based software to sign the PDF and then send it back to them. Haven't you ever heard of Wondershare? What? Yeah, it's PDFelement. It's a one-time payment. You can edit PDFs, you can add your signature, you can do all that. Well then, man, go ahead and show me. Yeah, I'll show you. How do you not know this? This video is sponsored by Wondershare, bro. Here I am inside of PDFelement 8. I can change the text of any PDF I bring into the editor, even if it is a scanned PDF. There are also powerful batch processing tools to perform date extraction, numbering, and watermarks. Using the OCR technology, I can transform image-based PDFs into selectable, searchable, and editable text. I can easily highlight different elements and make a comment as well. Want to export your PDF to a different format? No problem. PDFelement can do that with a click of a button. If you need to find an exact section in a massive PDF, the search tool makes that super easy. Including all the features from PDFelement 7, a brand new interface, 300% faster app launch speeds, and the ability to add 100 gigs of cloud storage, as well as add signatures, which I think is one of the best features. However you PDF, own it with PDFelement 8. If you're new to the channel, my name is Benji Kaiser. This is where you're going to find the best tech and tools for creative professionals. Now, if you're curious about the exact pricing or availability of either of these laptops as we're going through the video, you can head down in the description below and click one of those links. Now, if you do use that link to make a purchase, we'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. And that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Getting right into the build quality, first and foremost, the Acer Nitro 5 comes with an all-plastic build, smooth finished edges, and sturdy materials. All of the components are secured to the chassis in a way that instills confidence in the build of this laptop. I will say that the Acer Nitro 5 has a far more gamer aesthetic than the Legion 5i. The Legion 5i comes with a professional aesthetic boasting a soft touch matte green top cover and a keyboard deck, while the rest of the build comes in a hardened plastic material. The beveled edges, corners, and keyboard deck and top cover are sturdy. I especially appreciate the two embellishments on the top cover, one badge toting the Lenovo branding and the other an iridescent inlay displaying the Legion branding. Both laptops are well built. They have strong hinges that open and close smoothly with minimal screen flex. The Acer Nitro 5 had a little more screen flex due to its hinge arrangement opposed to the Legion 5i. The port selection on these laptops are good, pretty standard for gaming laptops, and as I always recommend, make sure you consider the ports that you'll use on the day-to-day and use that as how you'll make your decision. Regarding the cooling capabilities of these two laptops, the Legion 5i will run a little warmer than the Acer Nitro 5. Not much warmer, but it will be noticeable. It is well vented with a large vent on the bottom cover, vents on the keyboard deck, and along the back panel as well as both side panels. Here are the thermal results for the Legion 5i. The Acer Nitro 5 is also well vented with a large vent on the bottom cover, vents on the keyboard deck along the back panel, as well as both side panels. These vents plus Acer's Nitro Sense and Cool Boost allow the Acer Nitro 5 to get plenty of airflow, making it slightly cooler than the Legion 5i. Here are the thermal results for my test for the Acer Nitro 5. And so you can see how these two laptops compare. Here are the average stabilized thermals during the 4K export coming up later in the video. Both laptops come with nice keyboard decks that have good key travel and a clean, spongy press, and they are quiet while typing. Both have fully stocked numpad layouts, but the Legion 5i comes with RGB lighting for customizing your keyboard experience, whereas the Acer Nitro 5 does not. Another thing I really like about both of these laptop keyboards is the soft touch material on the keys. This feature gives the keyboards a higher quality feel than your average budget gaming laptop. Both trackpads have good touch sensitivity and gestures. They both have built-in click functionality rather than separate right and left click buttons on laptops such as the Asus ROG Strix G or the Asus TUF A15. I like the built-in click on both of these laptops. It is quiet, quiet and firm. The trackpads are firmly secured to their respective keyboard decks. Here is an audio sample of the trackpad and keyboard from each laptop. All right, now that we have covered these details, let's get into the screen quality. The Acer Nitro 5 comes with a 15.6-inch Full HD display that can reach 60 Hz. At full brightness, it can reach 340 nits with a color gamut range of 65% sRGB, 49% Adobe RGB, and 49% DCI-P3. The Acer Nitro 5 trips up on a common pitfall with most budget gaming laptops: low screen quality. However, the Legion 5i steps it up in this category. The Legion 5i comes with a 15.6-inch Full HD display that can reach 144 Hz at full brightness. It can reach 350 nits with a color gamut range of 99% sRGB, 80% Adobe RGB, and 80% DCI-P3. Both laptops have 720p webcams on the top bezel, so if you have to attend those virtual meetings, you're covered with both of these. If you're a video editor that uses an external monitor like me, you can easily overcome the low color gamut range on the Acer Nitro 5 by picking up a color accurate monitor to do your color grading on. I will link a few options for you in the description below, such as the Acer Concept D CM2. This will also serve as more workspace, so you could even boost your efficiency with a secondary monitor. If you're someone that likes to be on the go, then weight and battery life are important to you. Take note that the Lenovo Legion 5 comes in at 5.1 pounds and at a thickness of 0.93 inches thick. The battery is 57.5 watt hours, giving you 5 to 6 hours of web browsing battery life and 3 to 4 hours for design and video editing battery life. The Acer Nitro 5 weighs in at 5.51 pounds and comes in at 0.94 inches thick with an 80 watt hour battery that'll get you 11 hours of web browsing battery life and about 7 to 8 hours of design and video editing battery life. Pretty fantastic for a gaming laptop, I must say. So my hat is off to Acer on this one. All right, now that we know the usability of these laptops, let's check out the performance. The Acer Nitro 5 comes in with the AMD Ryzen 5 4600H with 6 cores and 12 threads, the NVIDIA GTX 1650 with 4 gigs of VRAM and 16 gigs of standard DDR4 RAM and 256 gigs of SSD. The Legion 5i comes with the 10th gen Core i7-10750H with 6 cores and 12 threads, the NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti with 6 gigs of VRAM, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and 512 gig of SSD. Regarding the specs on these two laptops, you will notice that I was able to compare them at both 16 gigs of RAM. This may differ from some of my other reviews, so if I have different scores that are slightly different in this video than some of my other reviews, it is because I upgraded the Nitro 5 to 16 gigs of RAM, and Lenovo sent me a Legion 5 with 16 gigs of RAM, which is different from the first model I reviewed with 8 gigs of RAM. For graphic design, these specs are wonderful, and you will experience smooth workflows in Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, and other graphic design programs like Sketch, in the Affinity Suite, and Figma. The Acer Nitro 5 pulled off a 541, and the Lenovo Legion 5i snagged a 571 inside of the Puget Systems Photoshop benchmark. So we see right off the bat that you will get a little better performance out of the i7-10750H with its ever so slightly higher clock speeds. If you're enjoying this video and getting some value, gently press down on that like button and let me know in the comment section how you plan on using this laptop. If you want more content like this in the future, then make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of the future videos. In After Effects, the Acer Nitro 5 pulls ahead, but not by a lot. It scored a 710 versus the Legion 5i's 679. But for the render benchmark, due to the Legion 5i's more powerful 1660 Ti GPU, it outperformed the Nitro 5's GTX 1650 by quite a bit. The Legion 5i scored a 430 and the Nitro 5 scored a 377. Let's take a look at some of the 3D modeling benchmarks to see how well these two laptops stack up against each other. For Autodesk, the Legion 5i scored a 141 and the Nitro 5 a 93. The Legion 5i and Autodesk Maya 173 and the Nitro 5 a 107. The Legion 5i and PTC Creo 127 and the Nitro 5 75. The Legion 5i and SolidWorks 77 and the Nitro 5 55. As you can see, the GTX 1660 with its higher VRAM and CUDA cores is able to give quite an advantage over the Nitro 5. So if you're considering a 3D modeling laptop, then the Legion 5i will be the one that you want to pick. But what about video editing? I'm going to use Premiere Pro for this test. I will place a 9-minute 4K clip into Premiere Pro and attempt to play it back to see if I get any drop frames out of each of these laptops. The project I'm using has 16,177 frames in total, with 7,240 of those frames being motion graphics. For the Acer Nitro 5, we saw drop frame rates as follows. At full quality, 3,150, at half quality, 27, and at fourth quality, 0. For the Lenovo Legion 5i, at full quality, we saw 159, at half quality, we saw 6, and at fourth quality, we saw 0. As you can see, the Lenovo Legion 5i pulled out ahead for the drop frames test. Do note that I was running this test with only Premiere Pro open. So I will say that if you start to multitask on your laptop while editing, you may experience more drop frames at full quality. But you can easily drop it down to half or fourth quality to keep your editing experience smooth. And regarding the 7,240 frames in that project, the Nitro 5 was able to render out in 5 minutes and 37 seconds, whereas the Legion 5i was able to do that same render in 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Moving on to the 4K export test, if you want to check out more head-to-head reviews from the Acer Nitro 5 or the Lenovo Legion 5i, you can see the full playlist of each in the YouTube cards above once this video is complete. For the 4K test, I'm going to take a 9-minute 4K clip, place it in Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve using the free version of DaVinci Resolve, then export both out at 1080p and 4K YouTube settings. Do note that I was able to recently get some new data on the Lenovo Legion 5i since Lenovo sent me this 16 gig variant of this laptop. For the Acer Nitro 5 Premiere Pro 4K to 4K, we saw a 4-minute and 28-second export, and for the Legion 5i, 5 minutes and 13 seconds. For the Acer Nitro 5 4K to 1080p, we saw 3 minutes and 54 seconds, and the Legion 5i, 4 minutes and 40 seconds. For the Acer Nitro 5 DaVinci Resolve 4K to 4K, we saw 13 minutes and 22 seconds. And for DaVinci Resolve 4K to 4K, the Legion 5i, 11 minutes and 7 seconds. The Acer Nitro 5 DaVinci Resolve 4K to 1080p, 7 minutes and 5 seconds. For the Legion 5i, 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay, so now that we know what these laptops are capable of in the specific apps, let's check out Geekbench 5 and Cinebench R20 scores. And now for the thermal test, here's a quick refresher on the thermals. All right, let's check out the noise. At idle, the Legion 5i fans kicked on occasionally, whereas the Nitro 5s did not. During the web browsing, the Acer Nitro 5 reached 37 decibels, and the Legion 5i reached 47 decibels. During the 4K video editing and export in Premiere Pro, the Acer Nitro 5 rams up to about 49 decibels, and the Legion 5i matched that at 49 decibels as well. During the DaVinci Resolve export, the fans on the Acer Nitro 5 were at 48 decibels and the Legion 5i was at 52 decibels. Now for the Photoshop benchmark test, the Acer Nitro 5 was at 55 decibels and the Legion 5i was about 47 to 54 depending on the test it conducted. And here's what the component usage looked like in a variety of the tests conducted during this head-to-head battle. If you're looking for a laptop with a professional aesthetic and an i7-10750H CPU, great performance in regards to graphic design, photo and video editing, motion design, plus some excellent 3D modeling benchmarks, and it has great color accuracy, then you're going to want to check out the Lenovo Legion 5i. But if you're looking for a laptop that runs a Ryzen 5 4600H processor, very cool during tests while having a firm, well-built trackpad and keyboard deck and faster export times out of Premiere Pro, then you will need to pick up the Acer Nitro 5. If you're curious about pricing and further in-depth specs, you can click the links below. Now, those are affiliate links, so if you do make a purchase with that link, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. And that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. If you want more videos about the Acer Nitro 5 or the Lenovo Legion 5i, you can click or tap the screen over here. Otherwise, keep editing, keep designing, keep creating. I'm Benji Kaiser, and I'll see you here in the next video.